I did something that no human should ever do, ever. Something completely outrageous. Yes, I bought a Mac computer or AirBook or Apple Book or whatever this is. I have no idea, but I bought it. And before I get into why do I now own this silly thing, I want to wish you all a happy new year. Yes, happy new year everybody. I know it's the end of January, but it is my first video in 2024. I was sick and then I got a bunch of orders from Fiverr and now I'm finally better. I delivered everything. I got my January income goal sorted out and a lot of things happened in past 2 months. I have lots of news and I have lots of new ideas to share with you, and I'm going to start with this one. Some of you know that I kind of sort of adore mazes, and I was approached recently by a puzzle software developer, Edward, and he showed me some mazes, and of course I was trying to play it cool, but I can't resist mazes. The price for the software for everything, so all the features, everything combined, was just 50 United States dollars, so naturally I'm buying it. It's not even a question anymore. And then I got bad news. It turns out this fancy maze program only works on Mac, Apple, AirBook, Lab, I don't know what they're calling themselves. So I was debating what to do because I really want these mazes. And I had no choice, and I looked for the cheapest working whatever this is on Facebook Marketplace, and this is what I got. I'm going to show you the specs on the screen. I paid this $100. So please write down below in the comments if you know anything about these things. Was this a good deal or did I get scammed? They do not have enter button. They do not have enter key. And if you scroll up, it goes down. It's just madness. It's just pure madness. But the mazes are here, and I also figured out how to screen record. So let me switch to that. So this is Minos Maze Maker, and the good news is that it comes with a detailed guide for everything, which was very great for me to get to know the program faster, especially on this new computer. So you have the basics of what you will get in this software, in this quick guide. It really gives you a clear description of where is what and what settings do you have. As well, when it comes to export, you can export mazes as JPEG, PNG, PDF, SVG, and you know, if you follow me, you know that I prefer SVG, that's vector. Also in the Pro feature, you have the ability to custom design your shape in your mazes. You have bulk export as well, that's in the Pro feature. So in the Pro feature, you can export multiple mazes at once. And that is it. That's the beginning of this tutorial. So this was that quick introduction to the program that you get once you open the program for the first time. Under help section, you have full detailed guide in PDF. So this is the first tab. Under layout, you have title. So if you want your maze file to have a title, you can type the title here. So this is good if you're only exporting one maze. In most cases, if you are making a book, you're not going to have a title here. You're going to add title later on. So here under maze is where you can select the size of the maze. So you can go from, I don't know, 45 to 50, 80. And then below you can select geometric shapes. So this is available in full version. That is, I believe, $15. So you can create all of these mazes in the version that is $15. So just click on it and this is what you got. You got your shape here. Now the other two is alphanumeric shapes and the ability to design your own shapes. That is in Pro. Now I do have Pro, but I'm going to show you that later on. So let me continue with this. So the next thing that you can, let's increase this a little bit. Okay, let's keep it here. The next thing that you can select is the type of cell. So that will be this square here. So you can have square, you can have hexagon, you can have octagon, and you can have triangle. So those are the 4 variations that you get in the full version. So I'm going to pick this one and I'm going to switch to the wall. This is where you can select the thickness of the wall. You have 2 options or selections. You can select the thickness of the outside walls and the inside walls separately. So these are the outside walls, and you can choose to make them thicker or thinner. And of course you can change the color. And if you want to distort them a little bit, so to make them wiggly, as it says here, this is where you do that. And if you select this, it's going to wiggle out the outside walls as well. So this makes it a little bit more unique. Then under start and end, you can select what's going to be the start and end marker. You can have dots, you can have letters, you can type your own letters, whatever letters you want, and you can select any font you want. So this is completely up to you. If you have an emoji font, that will work as well. Even if the emojis are in color, that will work as well. So that is where you select your start and end markers. Now, another thing that you can do, of course, you can change the size of the start and end markers. Now, this is important in case you are exporting your maze in PNG. So make sure that you try it first and then you check it out. Now, this here is, you see the, let me build one maze just to show you how that looks like. So this means that the outside wall is completely closed, and if you click this, it's going to build a maze that is going to have the outside wall open. So you have this entrance point and exit point. So those are the options for this if you want. So that is that selection. And the last thing that you can do is you can set the solution path. So that is this line here. You can change the thickness, you can change the color, you can change the shape. You can have dots, you can have arrows, you can have a line. So those are the typical solution paths that you can select. And these 3 are activated when you have maze phrase inside. So that is under layout. Let's switch to difficulty. So under difficulty tab, you have just an easy slider. You can go left and right. And what is good with this one is it's actually telling you down below, you have description, what makes this maze more difficult. So the solution length is longer. You have more turns, more branches and stuff like that. So that's also good to know. And under maze phrase, you can type whatever phrase you want, and that phrase is going to be the solution path, so something that the person needs to follow. Now I'm going to click build now, and you see here I'm going to get error. The good thing I found about this software is that it doesn't just tell you, okay, there's an error, try to figure out on your own what's happening. It actually gives you instructions how to troubleshoot the error that you have. So here it's telling me that my phrase needs to be between 12 and 33 letters long. My phrase is 29 letters long, but that is still not the best optimal for this maze shape. Of course, if I picked a bigger maze, longer maze, it will be easier to fit a shorter phrase inside. So now I cut my maze phrase to 22 letters and I still get the error, but you see now I get more detailed response from the program, giving me suggestions what to do and how to get what I want, and that is this phrase in this program. So I can try it again to see is it going to work, Or the suggestion is to take this off, find an exact fixed solution and build it again. And as you see now, I have my maze. And the maze follows the path of, so the solution is to follow the path of my maze phrase. I have option to print that maze phrase on the puzzle page or print it on the answer page. And those are the features that, of course, you can change the font, you can change the letters colors inside, and you can change the font size. Once again, I want to emphasize that make sure that you make a test export of your maze with the certain settings to see is the size of the font big enough, small enough, because it's going to change. So if you, for example, make a setting of this maze and you export it with a PNG or JPEG with 100 dpi, so that's dots per inch, or 300 dpi, the 300 dpi could have font smaller than you set it up. And that happens because you change the DPI. So make sure that with the settings that you set, export one image to see is it looking good, and if it's looking good, save those settings and then you can use them in the future. And if it's not looking good, come back and adjust the settings. So now that we have our maze finished and we are happy with everything, it's time to export our file. We can export or print a file. Usually we're going to export it as an image, but of course you can print it out. But let's go to the export. Now in the export, it's going to ask you, do you want PNG, PDF, SVG, and pixels? I would suggest that you stick with 300. You can go above, you can go below, but just make sure that you test, of course, the image once, and once you are happy, then you can continue exporting more and more mazes. So this is the maze program, but outside the program, so this is where I usually expect to see the file, edit, help buttons, but they are actually on top of the screen. So this is where you access the preferences if you want to save the settings, if you want to get to additional options, like for example you have it here, the shape builder and batch build, and those two features are available in Pro feature only, and under help you have detailed PDF guide. So now I'm going to switch to Pro version to show you the differences between this one and Pro. So this was full version, that is 15 United States dollars. The Pro version is extra 30 United States dollars, so that makes total of 45. So let's go under layout, and under maze we now have this shape designer. So if I click on this, I have this window open where I can draw my maze, or I can erase from the previous block. So I can just draw with my mouse, save it, and whatever I draw became the maze shape. So that is how you create a unique maze shape. You just go to shape designer and draw your own maze. And in the Pro version you also get automatically this selection of letters and numbers, so pre-made set of mazes in shape of all the letters and all the numbers. So that is in Pro version. Another thing that you have in Pro version is batch export. So in batch export you can select how many mazes to build, how many variations of mazes to build. So if you select 50 mazes and you select, let's say 2, it's going to generate 100 mazes. You can also randomize settings, so you can make it that the program is automatically changing variations of the mazes between easy and difficult, between the shapes, between the start and end point. So that is under randomize settings. And then you have the option where to export files. And that's it for this software. It was just a quick, short, brief overview. If you want to see how the mazes look like before you download this software, this was my first batch that I exported. I clicked on some things and I got 1100 mazes in SVG file format. I upload them to my Gumroad store, so you can download them completely free. You can go to the link down below in the video description and download them and check out how the file looks like. I think I exported everything, all the shapes that are available in the software. So all the shapes, I believe there's like 30, 40, 50, I don't know, but I exported everything absolutely that is available in that software. So you can download it from here and check the files. Of course, you can use these files as well. There's no restriction whatsoever. This was just my test batch to see what's going to happen. And if you want to test the program, remember the free version only exports as PNG, and of course you have a bunch of other restrictions. The full version is, what did I say, $15, and in full version you do not get the designer option that you can draw your own shapes, and you do not have batch build mazes, so you can only make one maze at a time. And then the pro version, you have everything that's included here. So that's the difference between the three versions. If you have any more questions, if you have some specific questions, ask me down below and I'm going to try to answer all of your questions. Another software I purchased that I'm going to also showcase in the future is word search generator. The word search generator at the moment is being buffed up, so to speak. It's going to have lots of new features very soon, and once that new features are released, I'm going to make a tutorial for that one as well, because I got that one as well, full version. And I believe the full version of word search, so there's the word search doesn't have the pro and full version like separate. It's all one, just one payment, and I believe it's $20. I have to check. I will put the price on the screen, but I believe it's $20. So that is the full price. And of course, this was very important to me, so I asked that Eduard that. It is a one-time purchase, so you purchase once and you have the license forever to use it on your computer. You have full commercial rights to do whatever you want with the mazes you generate or the puzzles you generate. So you can give them for free, you can put them in your books, you can put them in your digital books, you can include them in your PLR packets, whatever that is. So you can do whatever you want with these mazes. There are no any restrictions when it comes to this software. And that's it. I own a Mac. The universe is going to explode. What else is new? Happy New Year one more time, and until next video, I'll see you down below in the comments. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.